Tonight, CNN has learned that Israel, a key U.S. ally, provided some of the classified information that President Donald Trump revealed during his meeting with high-level Russian officials last week. Today, the disclosure causing continuing concern among both Democrats and Republicans that the president unduly risked some of the nation's most guarded secrets. The White House maintained there is no issue.
It was our impression of all of us that were in the meetings, I've mentioned already, that what was shared was wholly appropriate given the purpose of that conversation and the purpose of what the president was trying to achieve through that meeting.
However, after reading a summary of the meeting, Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert was concerned enough to inform the CIA and NSA. Trump described sensitive details about an ISIS plot to disguise bombs in laptops in order to take down commercial jets. The fear expressed by some in the intelligence community is that based on those details, Russia, a U.S. adversary, could figure out the sources and methods used to gather the intelligence.
You don't just get intelligence out of thin air. You get intelligence because we deploy spies, because we deploy people who are willing to put their lives on the line, and because we work with other intelligence agencies around the world that help provide that kind of information. But it's done on the basis of confidence and trust.
Now both Democratic and Republican lawmakers worry that Israel might withhold crucial information in the future.
If the source is a sister intelligence agency of a friendly country, that country could decide it can't trust the United States with information, or worse, that it can't trust the President of the United States with information. That obviously has very serious repercussions, and particularly if we're talking about information about a threat to Americans posed by ISIS.
As part of its evolving defense, the president's national security advisor said today that the president did not even know the origin of the intelligence.
The president wasn't even aware, of where this information came from. He wasn't briefed on the source and method of the information either.
Today, former CIA Director Leon Panetta slammed Trump for the disclosure.
The President of the United States cannot just do or say or speak whatever the hell he wants. That's just irresponsible.
Sources close to former FBI Director James Comey say Comey wrote a memo following a one-on-one conversation with President Trump in which the president asked him to end the investigation into National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The president telling the former director, quote, "I hope you can let this go." Sources saying Comey was so appalled by the request, he wanted to document it. The White House adamantly denying the report in a statement, reading, "While the president has repeatedly expressed his view that General Flynn is a decent man who served and protected our country, the president has never asked Mr. Comey or anyone else to end any investigation, including any investigation involving General Flynn." One legal analyst calling the request potentially criminal.
If he's telling the truth, I don't know how anyone can see this comment as anything but obstruction of justice.
And lawmakers on both sides of the aisle asking for answers.
The larger concern is just what seems to be a lack of communication discipline coming out of the White House.
He needs to come back before the Congress and I think share with the public what conversations he had with the president that may bear on whether there was any effort to obstruct the investigation or impede it in any way.
The former FBI director declined an invitation to testify in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee behind closed doors. Sources say he wants to testify publicly and that the expectation is that those memos will be subpoenaed. In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
As President Trump met with his Turkish counterpart at the White House, another meeting and another country dominated the conversation.
We had a very, very successful meeting with the foreign minister of Russia. Our fight is against ISIS.
Sources say the president shared classified information about ISIS with the Russian foreign minister.
It's wholly appropriate for the president to share whatever information he thinks is necessary to advance the security of the American people. That's what he did.
Critics fear the president went too far.
This is a president who was trying to show off how much he knew.
And could have potentially compromised sensitive information from other countries.
Some of our allies are already rethinking whether or not they should share information or rethinking what kind of information they should share with the United States.
The president in no way compromised any sources or methods in the course of this conversation.
The White House says President Trump did not even know the source of the information he shared, but insists the goal of the conversation is to help, not hurt Americans.
We're going to have a lot of great success over the next coming years, and we want to get as many to help fight terrorism as possible.
I have to hope that someone will counsel the president about just what it means to protect closely held information and why this is so dangerous ultimately to our national security.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
I'm shocked. It is a great pleasure to welcome President Erdogan for his first visit to the White House in years. The American and Turkish peoples have been friends and allies for many, many decades. Turkey was a pillar in the Cold War against communism. It was a bastion against Soviet expansion, and Turkish courage in war is legendary. That is so true. Turkish soldiers fought bravely alongside of American soldiers in the Korean War, and we haven't forgotten what they did. In some ways, when we looked at their great bravery in the fight of Korea, mid-Korea, it was just something that our soldiers and our great generals still remember.
We should never allow those groups to manipulate the religious structure and the ethnic structure of the region, making terrorism as a pretext or an excuse.
Suriye, Irak, Yemen ve Libya'daki kaosu fırsata çevirmek isteyenler eninde sonunda kaybedeceklerdir.
Those who are willing to turn the chaos in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and Libya are bound to lose eventually.
İki müttefikin dayanışma ve yakın işbirliği eli kanlı cinayet şebekelerini bertaraf etmek için kafidir.
They will never be able to turn that chaos in that part of the world into an opportunity, and the terrorist organizations with blood in their hands are bound to fail.
Daha önce de ifade ettiğim gibi Sayın Başkan'a 15 Temmuz darbe girişiminin faili FETÖ terör örgütü konusundaki beklentilerimizi de açıkça ifade edeceğim.
And as I have previously done so, I have been very frankly communicating our expectations with regard to the Fethullahist terrorist organization, which we have notified our friends of their involvement in the failed coup of July 15th in Turkey.
Suriye ve Irak'ta atabileceğimiz ortak adımları değerlendirdik.
And we have taken into consideration the joint steps that we can take forward in Syria.
This is a true threat to every country in the world. And what you have is a leader who is paranoid. He thinks that we're trying to have regime change. He thinks there's people trying to assassinate him. We're not trying to do any of those things. What we are saying is, for peace on the Korean Peninsula, he has to stop his testing. He has to stop any nuclear programs that he has.
The missile launch that you've all seen, this is again a very clear provocation on the part of the North Koreans. We ourselves, Japan, has gone to them directly to protest and to condemn them. The Security Council unanimously agreed on a press statement yesterday to condemn them. We will have a meeting from now to discuss where we go from here. The important thing is we need to put further pressure on North Korea to make them feel that they have to change the course. A lot of people say, well, you know, we've been going through this, so there need to be some change. Well, the change has to come from North Korea, not us. We will continue our course, and as you can see, the three countries, United States, ROK, and Japan, are standing together. It shows our solidarity, and we'll make it that way, keep it that way, and we hope that the international community will move with us. Thank you very much.
اگرچه پیش از سفر به امریکا خط و نشانهایی برای این متحد دیروز خود کشیده بود و گلایه‌هایی را به زبان آورد، اما وقتی در کاخ سفید رو در روی دونالد ترامپ قرار گرفت، پیروزیش در انتخابات ریاست جمهوری را تبریک گفت و آمدنش را فصل تازه‌ای از تحولات نو برای منطقه خاورمیانه دانست. واقعیت این است که نه ترکیه و نه امریکا میل ندارند این پیمان 65 ساله اتحاد را از میان خودشان بگسلند، حتی اگر موضوع مهمی مانند کردهای سوری و حمایت امریکا از آنها به گفته آقای اردوغان کاسه صبر ترکیه را لبریز کرده باشد. از این دیدگاه باید گفت خوشبینی طرفداران دولت از این سفر بجاست، هرچند منتقدان دولت چندان دل و امیدی به این سفر نبستند. ته خوشوبش‌ها و گفت و شنفت‌های آقای اردوغان و دونالد ترامپ میل به ادامه همکاری میان دو کشور بود، اما مسئله این است عبور از اختلافات اکنون دو کشور چگونه میسر خواهد شد؟ در دیداری که شاید میلیون‌ها نفر در ترکیه به آن چشم دوخته بودند و با دامنه اختلافاتی که روابط دو کشور را پرتنش کرده و روزگاری که ترکیه سیاست دوری از غرب را در دستور کار قرار داده. با این حال اردوغان در کنفرانس خبری مشترک با پرزیدنت دونالد ترامپ گفت کمک به نیروهای یپگ خلاف معاهدات همپیمانی است. اما دونالد ترامپ به اردوغان و کشورش که این روزها با تهدیدات تروریستی چند سویه روبروست قول کمک و همیاری داد، اما قولی بابت قطع همکاری امریکا با نیروهای یپگ داده نشده. در سوی دیگر این سفرها و گفتگوها وزرای دفاع ترکیه و امریکا بر سر نحوه مقابله با حملات و تهدیدات PKK در شمال عراق و ترکیه موافقت کردند و شاید این یکی از خوشایندترین بخش‌های مذاکرات یک روز گذشته برای ترکیه بود. شاید بتوان گفت سفر اردوغان به امریکا مهمترین سفر خارجی آقای اردوغان در سال جاری میلادی بود. در داخل ترکیه هم تب و تاب روزنامه‌ها در بازتاب این دیدار خود نشان از اهمیت آن دارد و البته چشم انتظاری که در محافل عمومی از این سفر دیده می شود. تیتر درشت حریت هم اشاره به همین انتظارات دولت ترکیه از امریکاست. روزنامه حریت می نویسد 2 پیام روشن به امریکا، اشاره به 2 خواسته ترکیه: استرداد فتح‌الله گلن و عدم کمک تسلیحاتی به یپگ. خبر ترک میگوید چشم دنیا به دیدار تاریخی اردوغان و ترامپ بود. همین روزنامه درخواست اردوغان از ترامپ را به هشدار تعبیر می کند و می نویسد هشدار اردوغان به ترامپ در مورد یپگ. روزنامه سبا از قول اردوغان می نویسد تروریسم در آینده منطقه جایی ندارد و ترامپ در پاسخ به این همه نگرانی‌های اردوغان میگوید روابط ما همیشه پایدار خواهد بود. یعنی شفق از این دیدار به عنوان دیداری تاریخی نام میبرد و با خوشبینی به این سفر مینگرد و مینویسد دور تازه‌ای از روابط دو کشور آغاز شده. به واقع این خوشبینی در میان روزنامه‌های نزدیک به دولت به خوبی دیده می شود و اغلب این روزنامه‌ها دیدار آقای اردوغان با دونالد ترامپ را دیداری حساس و تاریخی می دانند که گشاینده فصلی نو در تاریخ روابط دو کشور خواهد بود.
Thank you.